वो 5 मिनट लेट है एक्सपर्ट। ठीक है सर। हाँ जी। अच्छा ये मनीष का मनीष नहीं है। चलो आराम से ले लो नहीं देखो पहले सब कनेक्ट फोन कर देंगे 5 मिनट का। पानी है क्या? पानी सभी भाई पानी देते हैं चलो शुरू कर देंगे हेलो ठीक है सवा बारह good morning to everybody. So now I am H. Viswas. So today my subject is MMPC011 social process and behavioral issues. So first of all we have to discuss about the blocks, which are the blocks are there and what are the contents of the units. As you know, the pattern is like this. There are so many blocks are there, and every block has again some units. And the block 1 is your introduction to organizational behavior, and there are 3 units. First unit is the concept of organizational behavior. Then your second unit is approaches to organizational behavior. And third unit is the evolution of the organizational behavior. Block 2, interpersonal process. There are 4 units. Unit number 4, 5, 6, 7. Unit 4 is personality, values, and attitudes. Unit 5 is learning and behavioral modification. Unit 6, perception and attribution. And then unit 7 is motivation. And then block number 3, interpersonal and group processes. There are 3 units, unit number 8, 9, 10. Unit 8 is group dynamics and team building. Unit 9 is conflict and negotiations strategies. Unit 10 is job stress. And last block, it is block number 4, emerging trends. There are 5 units. Unit number 11 is your employee empowerment, in your organizational citizenship behavior, organizational inclusiveness, diversity management, and last one is your positive approaches to work behavior. So this is the idea. It is the structure of the total MMPC011 social process and behavioral issues. So today actually I will try to cover up the block 1. Then subsequent classes will be block 2, 3, and 4 like that. So it will be subsequently tomorrow and day after tomorrow, and then again Monday and Tuesday. It will be structured. There will be five classes for both to complete all these things. So now I have to discuss the first block. Understand the organizational behavior. What is the behavior actually in the concept? And there, particular this unit again it is derived the open systems, then your society environment and organizations interfaces, process tables, thinking of society and organization unit one will be covered. So first thing, there are two things, two terms. One is the organization and the behavior. Then after that, you have to club it, that organizational behavior. First, we have to try to understand what is the organization. Organizations, it is a group of people who are collected to work for a common goal with the collective efforts. And organizations work through two concepts of coordination and the delegations among the group members. So delegation is necessary to allocate the group members with equal work according to their capability, and coordination is required to achieve organizational goal with precision. So organizations, other way I can say that is a together people, some employees or people are collectively working there, and based on their capacity and some set objects are there, they have to perform this thing. Behavior is really different. Behavior actually it is a verbal or physical response shown by a person as a consequence of the impact of his or her surroundings. Suppose what the way you are behaving with the others, people, your other subordinates or your other colleagues. So your individual behavior, it is varies because time to time it is varies according is your mental ability, activity, what type of reactions you have, what is your upbringing. So everything are in the different circumstances it will be relatively it will be different. So because of their deeply embedded morals and value system, everybody has a different value system. So that's the behavioral pattern will be changed. It is individual to individual will be vary. So this is the area to be. So both way together, if we say the organizational behavior. So organization is one of the part, another is your behavior. So both the things are to be clubbed. So organizational behavior, just in short, we are saying it's a OB. OB stands for organizational behavior. Is the observation of the individuals or a group of behavior in response to the other individuals or groups as a whole. It studies behavior of people or the group of their attitude towards the particular circumstances. So according to Robbins, he says organizational behavior is a field of study that investigate the impact that individuals, groups, and structures have on behavior with organizations for the purpose of applying such knowledge towards improving organizations' effectiveness. So different philosophers, different scientists, they have derived this organizational behavior in different way. So as you know, that is the in the post-COVID world, the needs of expectations of the individuals and organizations have changed. Earlier it was different situation. Now it is a lot of challenges at the because everybody are online work, then work from home. So a lot of things are there. Even in the lot of stress levels are in the organizations globally. In the worldwide, different things are there because of this COVID-19. As you know, everybody has know. So that's why the scenario has totally changed now. See, in a recent, let's say companies such as Zomato, then Amazon, etc., faced a huge backslash for its delivery partners, for high workload, unequal pay, and unsafe work conditions. So this is the basically the reasons. That's why these behavioral, organizational behavior now it is coming in a picture in a big way. So the study of organizational behavior is helpful in understanding nature, beliefs, needs, expectations, and behavior of delivery partners as individuals, management and delivery partners as terms, and the overall operations. So organizational behavior can be defined usually in three key features. One is human behavior, organizational behavior, and improvement of the organizational effectiveness. In a, if we see the feature areas, so three areas we have to say the OB can be says the features. Now the scope of the organizational behavior. Scope there's a three main focus are individuals or the intra individual behavior, terms or a group of interpersonal behavior, and organizational structure. The structure means where the systems will be there, the policies, the practices, and the culture. So there are three area are to be focused, the main focus area. So it is an interdisciplinary area, a field that derives knowledge from field of sociology, anthropology, psychology, etc. to constitute applied behavioral sciences. Objectives of the organizational behavior. So scope of organizational behavior can be understand from the following points. Some of the points are there. Actually, I've tried to highlight it. Then scope can be defined. First thing to find out the determinants which constitute the behavior. To find the particular cause and the effect relationship, and learn which can be modified and which is beyond control. That is the area very important. The effective relationships. Third point is third objective is to develop more refined and workable sets of assumptions that are directly relevant to the task at hand. And the fourth one is predict human behavior in the organizational settings by drawing a clear distinctions between individual behavior and group behavior. So this is also one of the objective area, predictions. Organizational behavior assists in making judgment, assumptions about a particular situation, explicitly taking into considerations the goals, motives, blind spots, and weakness associated with the organization. So this is all our the objectives. In the present scenario, the organizational behavior, firstly, it is concerned in with the behavior and nature of the people within the organizations. That is, we can say it's a micro level. Means individually, we have to see what the way he is behaving. That has to be monitored or that has to be judged. Secondly, with the behavior and the nature of organizations within their socio-culture, political, and economic environments, that you have to see as in a broad way. That is your macro, I can say macro organizational behavior. So there are two things. First things, individually you have to see, and then that individual, that person's what the way he is behaving with the environment, means your social culture, political, economic environment within this area, what the way he is interacting and behaving. So there are the two areas there. The first one is the micro, and this is one macro levels. Significance of the organizational behavior that you have to get the productive work from the employees. That is a main idea, because they should be productive, and it can be explained in three heads: understanding the human behavior, controlling and directing the behavior, and organizational adaptations. So in a three, we can say three pillars, or we can say the three area or three heads are like this. First, you have to understanding the behavior, then control, or if you feel some modification is required, you can modify or directing that way, and organizational adaptation, how quickly he has adopted all the things, policies, the rule and regulations, criteria, everything, how fast he is adopting the original rules. Now, open systems of the OB. The open system perceptions are focuses on the external social constraints on the organizational action. Organizations are subsystems of the society, and society subsumes basically the many systems, but each system has defining characteristics such as your inputs from the social environment, transformation of the available energy, the exportations of a product into the environment, and a cycle of event. And the fifth one is the existence of information inputs and signals. So, in the open system, basically, you will get in all angles. There will be no any loopholes or something. So, total characteristics can be judged. Right. The open system perceptions identifies the characteristics of system in terms of its relationship with other systems external to it, and also it provides a framework of understanding the internal structures and the functions and the process which bind them. The governing both these external and internal aspects is done through institutionalization. So, institutionalization is basically where some sort of a learning process and experiences are also there. You can process during the process whatever the things are there that can be in line with the objectives. So, in the open systems, you are driving where everything are coming. So, it when the behavioral patterns can be regulated, and the flow of activities and the resources within the organization systems. So this is the best system. Most of the multinational companies have adopted the open systems. Now, society, environment, and organizational interface. Now we have to see the another way. Organizations is one of the things. Society and environment. There are three things are to be interface each others, because we cannot deny or we cannot escape from the environment. Environment is also within these organizations. It will the external things, and the society is also there because everything are for the society only. So organizations are means for the society. So how it has interfaces? So interfaces as an open system that engages in constituting continuing exchanges with the other interfaces, institutions, and the individuals in its external environment. It means, suppose you are particularly one of the institutions, or any enterprises. So you have to interact with the other enterprises also. They are individuals also, and externally environment means in the case of your clearances, government agencies, or your local agencies. There are a lot of other external institutions are also there where you have to interact. So it can be also defined in a four-way, that is your placid random, how cool or and you have to closely you can observe the things and with a calm and quiet conditions. Then some of the clustered systems are also there. Types are there. Distributed reactive type and turbulent fluid. Some of the areas very turbulent, lot of stress and problems areas are there. So different way the enterprise are facing the different environments. Then James D. Thompson's 1967 first provided for four categories of the environment. that is and suggest different boundaries, spanning of the activities by organizations, which are homogeneous tables, then heterogeneous, homogeneous variables, and heterogeneous variables, like this. And James Thompson's second, he provided also a framework, the environmental interface. Variations of the environmental conditions will bring about the changes, mitigation strategies. Another variations of the environmental conditions can penetrate the input and output buffers. So there are so many ways as what are the interfaces are described. Another thing, when input and output components transfer uncertainly rather than the absorb it, there will be a conflict among the input, technical code, and output components. So it's all the theoretical parts. Another so many way humans are by the nature social oriented, as you everybody knows. The presence of the others often affects how humans behave. Because somebody is present in you, so what the way you have to behaving, and behavioral pattern will change individual to individuals. Socializations, actualizations, and the assimilations facilities human learning and all the total life stage. There are three things are very important because you have to socialize the things, what are the things, how to behave it, what is the ethics, everything. And slowly you have to learning process, you have to actualization of the things, and then finally you have to implement things on how to take the facilities. Social institutions like family and the group, and political institutions and economic institutions facilities the socialization process. So, according to Elton Mayo, 1946, the society, as per his definition, society is a web of social relationships, basic to which in human relations. Human relations are interpersonal relationships between individual and individual to individual. It may be individual to group and group to group, both formal and informal settings. According to page McGuire and page, the social process shape the web of social relations. These processes are as follows: your contact, this is basically the physical contact, the social contact, awareness, and the cognitions, and psychological contact. Then the contact as a social process is an important source of human behavior at work, because you have to take it, because you see human always want some help. You have to help each others. It is a by default it is required. People cannot do in own way lot of queries in their mind, so that's why sometimes in presence of some other persons it will help, it will create some of the motivations. So that's why the different contact process are there. Through this process human can, this is all you can learn, you can understand the things. Adjustment of the accommodations, because it's a preliminary stage of the accepting the contradictions and putting up with them as a minimum level of living and letting others like, because people are initially to accommodate the things, what to do, how to do, what the way they have to think. The different stages are there. Then slowly they have to minimum things is also to be required for living purposes. Conflict is also important thing as a part of the process, because it is a significant social process which reflects in human behavior. It may occur at interpersonal level in terms of stress caused by the organizational conditions, because different conditions will be there, different situation will be there. So based on the situations, some extent conflict will be there. But even though if we have a good process, good systems, and policies, then conflict can be reduced. Cooperation is another important part, because it is a positive and desirable social process which shapes the human behavior towards the affiliations, coalitions, and cooperations. So that's why the cooperation is very much important. Assimilations, it is a psychological and social and the cultural tendency and your ability to receive new facts and realities and the internalize into the behavior patterns of the recipient. Culturalization, acculturation and the socializations, it is a process where they contribute to the perpetuations, self-renewals and continuity to society. All these reflect in organizational behavior, which includes both the behavior of the people and organizations. Again, it is in a macro level, micro levels, and behavior of the organizations in total environment, as we said earlier, that is your macro levels. So the whole just spectrums in totally was talking about the social process. It needs the views for the integrated perspectives. So everywhere some wire is there which is connected each others. There's a very integrated way. So now you have see I can show you some of the individual existing some of the process. There's so many processes here, around 9 has been described. So many processes are there. It is already distributed. And number 2, the interpersonal, the empathic process, role copying process, your group building process, intergroup collaboration process, organizational growth process, and organizational environment influence process, community social awareness process, society value process. These are all different processes are there. All the processes are important as a whole for development purposes. So then the changing society and the organizations in India. Now in the Indian perspectives, we have to see what is the things are going on. Overall, organizational behavior only process need to be understood in the socio-historical perspectives of the country. So it is true that the fact that people, systems, and process have become vibrant over years with a definite trend towards making in India a happening country and a global players. So many stages we have passed on, and now the stages like this we have. Indian social process were matured over a period of time, which is to be observed by the and economics. As you know, the pre-Muslim period, the Muslim period, and the British colonial period, our India has already ruled by the Britishers long time. So there some of the behavioral pattern or the systems, the process are already there. That is already exists. But lot of things have changes now. In the change context in India, some paradoxical paradigm shifted to social institutions, and the process can be identified as the indigenous development. Now, slowly, we are now earlier we are dependent on some foreign. Now we have already manufacturing and where things are there. So a lot of development is done. Emerging new norms and beliefs, new norms, all the new norms has been set up, and the belief system is also changing now. Some of the disintegrations of the joint families, because now the families are not in a joint family. Now it is an individual and capsule family and capsule way. And that sometimes is our lacking part, the neglect of the families and social values. That's also now growing. Human rights, other way, human rights also there, and NGOs, lot of NGO groups are there. They are coming up. It is increasing, and all these things because the diversity is also increasing. Different culture, different people, different mindset, and different language speaking people. So lot of conflicts are going on, and it is also increasing. And that's why the lot of NGOs groups are also coming up to see the how to protect the human rights and all these things, so that equally everybody can enjoy the life and the facilities can benefit can be uh, obtained. So now the approaches of the organization behavior. There are a lot of approaches that there. Many of the approaches, what are the things, and then what are the components of the model, system view of the organizational behavior, then things, and components of the formal organization systems, and that part we have to see, the managing the organizational behavior, that also we have to see. Many of the meaning and of approaches to organizational behavior. So organizational behavior is the body of knowledge and the people's skills. Ramesh says that helps managers to understand, analyze, and predict and manage or control human behavior at work. That is one of the approach. Another approach is the body of the knowledge is enriched by social sciences such as um, you know, psychology, then your sociology, anthropology, economics. There are 23 approaches so far. So, like it. So, in a limited way, biological sciences like human anatomy and genetic and physical and environmental sentences have influenced the organizational behavior. So every because where actually you are meant to say basically as a human body, suppose you have a mind, you have a health conditions, so it will be correlated because if your health is good, your mind will be good. If you are healthy, if your mind is good, automatically you can work better, and in the your productivity will be increased. So that type of environment, that type of facilities, organizations should have. They have to focus on this part. So their ability, their physical neatness, politically should be sound, law should be good, ethics should be there, moral will be good. So total value systems, if it is a good thing, then definitely that is basically the objectives of the organization behavior. So and all these things are influenced. Basically, everything are influenced. It should not be disturbed. Individual should not be disturbed. If it is a disturb, then it will be affecting the world. So, and it will affect. It will nature, behavioral nature will also to be changes. Now, design. Actually, the organizational design is basically or the project design. I mean, there are a lot of processes are there. uh, Project design is already fixed, so you have to do it that process you can learn. Matrix design is a little bit mixing. It's where it will be overlapping the systems, lot of things. The lot of benefits is also there in the matrix designs. And systems give out your organizational behavior. That is stimulus, organization behavior, and your consequences. There social learning theories, adopt the system model, which are universally accepted. So there are so many systems are there. Then what a way it can be design part of designs. Uh, Another is organizational models. Now we are talking about the model. There are so many models are there. Autocratic model. Basically, in this model, what happened in the autocratic model, the managerial orientation is to the power because what are the manager is saying, you have to follow it, you have to obey it because there is no option. You cannot do your own thing. What are the manager is saying, or the head is saying, you have to follow it, and you have to because that's why it is some sort of power of the managerial orientations. So it is some sort of autocratic model. Custodial or the parental model is there is in the custodial model the focus on better employee satisfaction and security and benefits because in this process what happens should be a parents, you should be a parents, a father, mother, they are looking after the children's their wellness, their welfare, everything. So similarly, as a organizations also, um, manager has to see, should be as a parent, his subordinates should be good enough. Their employees should be satisfied, so, and their security should be there, and a lot of benefits should be there. So that is actually basically the good model. Your paternity model is good, or custodial. This is a very good model because most of the multinational companies and other they are adopting this models. A supporting model is also important. Supporting model where the employee will take responsibility, develop a drive to contribute. Then your evaluations of the organizational behavior, because you see where a lot of evaluations is going on. Introduction to classical movement, lot of movements are here. Then your social man theory, behavioral movement, human relations movement, uh, new human relations, and your behavioral science theories. So here, three individuals played an important role, basically influencing the discipline of organizational behavior. They are Adam Smith, Charles Baggage, and Robert Owen. Adam Smith was the first one who said that by dividing different tasks in the organizations can gain the correcting them and the earliest. So this is called a division of the labor and also called as a work specializations. Because different philosophers, they are scientists, they have discovered, they are trying to define the things earlier, how to improve the behavioral pattern of in a particular organizations. So they have research on these things, and finally they have surveyed, and finally it has come out that yes, they have decided divided the work, and then they have seen it is a very effective. So, called as work specialization divisions. Another theory says that is scientific management. In scientific management theory, it was Frederick Taylor who noticed that the employees use vastly different techniques to do the same job because repeatedly they are doing the same jobs. So he tried to understand the things and survey on based on the things. The work done by the workers was very slow. He has seen the workers are not really fastly, they are not doing it. Maybe the same repetitive jobs, that's right. So effective, so there is no effective work. Standard exists. So Taylor made a clear guidelines for improving the production efficiency. Then he has some guidelines he has improved and to so that the production efficiency can be improved. So like this. Yeah, it has improved already. So there are four principles he has says. There are four principles of the management that he defined as follows. There are four principles he has says. If we follow these things, so then definitely efficiency will be increased. First one is that develop a science for each element of an individual. So we have to make some science for the individual purposes. Then scientifically select, train them, teach them, and develop the workers. So that is one of the number two principles. Scientific, because suppose you are recruiting something, you have to train them. It may be in the training center, it may be in the faculty, it may be a trainer with the trainers. So proper way. When we are saying everything are in the proper way, that is scientifically. And methodically, you have to see training material should be there. It should be slowly expert. Teach them very nicely. So, and develop. So another principle, third one is cooperate with the workers heartily, so as to ensure that all work to be done in accordance with the principles of science that he has developed. Main thing the cooperations, helping natures or some sort of sympathy, togetherness, all things are coming with the falling under the cooperative. Means the cohesiveness, you have to feel, create feelings that okay, I am with you, no problem. If you face any problem, I will help you. So that type of a collaborative way you have to build up. You have to ensure that he has what are the work he is doing is good. So that type of scenario we have to develop. So that is also another science that has developed. Number four, there is a divide work and the responsibility, almost equality between the management and workers. There should not be any overloaded person, then there should be any underloaded person. Some people are very totally loaded, and some people are not loaded. They are that situation should not be equally. You have to load it and see based on their capacity. You have to load it, and that type of the management you have to see. And it should be not only the workers, management also. So top to bottom on the manager, everybody has to be equally loaded, and responsibility should be there, so that they should not be depend on others. Independent, so that they should be improved as a independent work. Things. So that is the fourth one is very important. Relevance of scientific management theory. That is importance to human behavior at work. Workers view as rational, relatively better industrial harmony through the higher wages from the increased output. So that is a significant for the management theory, because you have to focus on their behavior. The main thing is the wages, salary. Salary also is very important, because then only they can motivate the things. So as per the management theory, it is coming. Now, as per the so many things are there, are division of the labor, they are saying, it is advocated by the Smith's divisions. It reduces the time limit needed for learning a job. If you are divided or division work will be there, then definitely, and for that, what the learning process can be saved, because you can reduce the time. It reduces the waste of material during the learning stage, because if you distribute the work, it allows for the attainment of the high skill levels, and because he has not focused on particular one job, he has not overloaded, so you have enough time to create some of the things that time has allotted. So that means it is allowed to attainment at the high skill levels. It allows a more careful matching of people's skills and physical abilities with the specific tasks. So there are, you can say it is all of the benefits or added, or some sort of merits, you can say. It is all are merits. So that's there are certain merits are listed. Now the classical movement there are classical contributions of the Frederick Taylor, the scientific management and the bureaucracy, because there are two theories are there, scientific management and your bureaucracy. Social man theory is also the Taylor, Fair, and Weber are criticized for not treating the employees as the basic core of any organizations, that human beings are social animals, because you see they have noticed the human are not treating as a that respect, because just like animals they are treating it 10 hours, 12 hours, 15 hours they are working. So that's why slowly they have reduced, okay, 8 hours will be there, and that is the properly treating as a asset, because human our employees are as an asset of the organizations. Until and unless you cannot get the increase the productivity and your efficiency cannot increase it. So you have to treatment is very important for the employees. So that's why they are criticized that employees are not treating properly. Behavioral movements, Florent felt that organizations should be based on a group ethics rather than individualisms. So group ethics are important. Individual potential is not realized until it is associated with the group. Because when you are in there as a group, then it will be effective work. Then slowly you can identify the individual things. Her ideas Floret has said the idea is good today also. It is important because he said that movement in China, Japan, Europe countries, and America. The same management styles. They are very much even interested on the group. If you are working as a group, then definitely it will be effectively you can do the work. The place great important to group togetherness and team effort. So team building, team effort as a group. So this concept has come from this. So there are different movement was there. Japan has actually adopted very quickly and they have achieved in such a good positions. In this era, the human side was given important in the organizations. The human relations movement. And the basic belief in this movement is that the higher the satisfaction of the employees, higher will be the productivity. The following people played important role in the movement. They are because as for the master, because you see when the people are educated, their satisfaction level will be high because education or learning are giving some of the satisfaction and their desires will also be improved. Uh, Demand will be more. So other way the productivity will be increased at the same time the design is also to be. This is a parallel things. So that somehow you have to match the things. The gap should not be any gap. That is another movement because the higher satisfaction is required. Employees' welfare, their children's educations, other facilities, wellness, health hazards, all these parts. So human relation approach, the experience considered for four phases. The illuminations experiment. There are so many experiments has done. Through this way, they have to see the behavioral patterns. It's all a testing process. Relay assembly test rooms, interviewing the programs, bank wedding the observation rooms. These are all different approaches. From there, you can treat it. You can see the what the treatment is required for the particular individuals. These are the different evaluations process. Neo-human relations are very important. With the post of the Hathron experiments, he has also the experience and he has seen how to increase the things. And the social organizations and the individual motivations theories, he has developed 1950s and 1960s and organization theories. The next set of management, they are emphasized on the personal adjustment of the individual of work and the impact of the leadership styles and the group relations. The direction of the work was categorized as theories of the neo-human relations. So it is falling under some of the Maslow's hierarchy. That is very important. Where they did needs in 1943 as Maslow as principle as derived, where it has everything are defined the human what the new relations are there, how to step up. There are so many pyramid shapes are there. This is a pyramid shape that I'll show you in the next slides. Then Nacker X and Y theories also for a motivation theories. He defined the two theories are there. Basically, one of the negative that is called the theory of X. Another, the positive is called the theory of Y for the explanation of the behavior of the work. In the work pattern, there are two types of basically seen. The X categories of people and the Y people. Those who are some of the positive, pessimistic, always thinking thought processes are good, the positive thinking people. And some of the people are always questions and the argument and why it has happened, how it has happened. There are a lot of things are there in their mind logically. There are maybe some sort of your materialistic thing. So these are all your Y categories. Theory of X categories are the positive and Y categories are the negative. Positive is called the theory of Y, and X is the negative. So it's defined in two theories. Now here actually see the Maslow's. So Maslow's here defined uh, first things your physical needs are required. This is your physiological needs. There's your cloth, your food, and shelter. There are three things are required. First is. Then after that, you should have some. Any individuals, safety is required because safety is another needs after that. When first is fulfilled this layer, then you can go for if the this layer is fulfilled, first layer, then you have to go for this second layer, that is the safety needs, because safety is also required. Then once this need is also fulfilled, then automatically it will come up the social needs. You have to uh, socially you have to involve your recognitions and all these things. And then after that, esteem needs is also required. You should feel happy. Your other your positions, some of the power, everything are you required in these stages. And after that, finally, after self-actualization needs, means here actually you are believe, I will say, yeah, why you are reaching these positions. The full satisfaction will come out. This is called the realizations and actualizations stages. So there are four, one, two, three, four, five stages are there. It's called the Maslow's motivation. It's basically for the motivation purposes. These things are required. So now you see we have now tried to cover up the concept of the organizational behavior. Then your mission number two, we have up to different approaches and evaluation of the behavior. That is the first block is contained like this. Now I'm trying to recap what the things we have now discussed basically. Here you see the organizational behavior here, we are just part. First things we try to understand the organizations. What the organizations, where the people are working together. Then after that, we have to try to understand the behavior. Behavior, individual behavior, or group behavior, individual behavior. When all the staffs are including within the organizations, what thing will be there. There are so many approaches, then organizational structures we have discussed, then behavioral approaches, everything we have seen. Different theories are also we have discussed this way. Then we have observed some of the approaches, organizational approaches, how it has defined different approaches like this. And finally, the evaluation of the organization. There are a lot of how they reach today's conditions. Here, actually, I want to see. You see, it is a very important criteria nowadays because then also we have touched upon the business area. Earlier, it was not so much complex because the people are coming and certain some of the rules and regulations. They work and go and get the salaries. They are happy. Now, because of the globalizations and the lot of merchant company has come and export import has also increased. And our India, not only in the India, globally, that cultural diversity has more. So that's why this area is very important nowadays. How to develop more, and people should be happily can work there. Their work efficiency has to be improved. So for this improvement purposes, and here the different productivity level, we very much careful about the organizational development as well as the behavioral part is also there, so that they can work nicely. And another thing there, important things is the your competitiveness, because here most of the organizations are, as you hearing a lot of every times people are job cut, there are a lot of employee are distressed and stress level is also improved. So to reduce all these things, so that you have to feel that our employees are asset in this company, their efficiency can be maintained throughout the times and reduce your attrition levels. Nowadays, you see because of the people are not healthy. That is one of the areas you have to see their healthiness, give facilities so that they can retain in the company and we can continue their productions, keep their productivity can be. That is the focus area nowadays. The trend is going on like this. So that is the basic trend, not only in India, in globally, you have to see how we can develop the areas. So basically the block one are describe these things. So I think subsequent classes we have to go further to see the other areas, which are will be block number 2, 3, 4, and then how it has, we can go in deep to play in deep areas. So here today actually this much is sufficient. Now we have already discussed about the specific for the organization behavior and how to, what are the revolutions, so how it has reached nowadays. But still a lot of things are going on, and improvement is still continuations and in the process. So you have to see how much you can go for. So tomorrow, I think we have a intrapersonal process that we have to discuss about it. Today, basically the introduction part is over. Then after subsequently, you have to go and further. So next class is I think tomorrow will be uh, intrapersonal process. So thank you very much. I think we can close.